Our next guest is an actress, writer, and comedian from North Carolina. You can see her live on her nationwide stand-up comedy tour. Please welcome Fortune Feimster. Very good to see you. How's it going?
Just plopping back in a chair.
Yeah.
I haven't been out of sweatpants in a minute.
Is that right? Oh, is this a transition for you?
I had to dress up for you.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
I actually met you at the Office Christmas Party movie premiere.
Right.
Yeah.
Not The Office Christmas
Not The
Party,
Office.
but the movie Office
The movie,
Christmas
yeah.
Party. That's
You
right.
You were there supporting our mutual bestie, Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, and Will Speck, who directed that
That's right.
movie. Yeah.
I like to call Jen my bestie.
Do you?
She
Yeah.
doesn't know that part yet. No, she's amazing. Yeah, you and your lovely wife, Molly, came to the after party, and we were talking, and my wife ran up and started tugging me away from you guys. She was like, "They're serving sliders." I was like, like, it was really dark, to be fair, and she knows I love mini hamburgers. I was like, stop it. You know,
I'm very flattered, by the way. You chose us over the sliders.
Well, later I was like, I was talking to Jimmy Kimmel, and she's like, it must have been someone important, I was thinking, because you've never turned down a slider. So that's how much I enjoyed talking to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Is your real name Fortune? Is that your given name?
It's my middle name.
Middle name.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's my middle name. It's an old family name. My great-grandmother's maiden name was Fortune. There were 4 sisters, and they called them the Misfortunes.
Misfortune.
Yeah.
Nice.
So my grandmother was just very adamant that my mom name me that, and my mom was like, she'd have to be Miss America to live up to a name like Fortune, which I'm very offended that my mom did not think I could be Miss America. So I grew up going by my first name, and then once I started comedy, I'm like, I have this great middle name, and my grandmother had passed, and for me it was a way to sort of, you know, honor my grandmother. And
it's a good name,
it's a good name, yeah.
Like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
My grandmother's name was Edith, and it would be just a weird choice for me.
Edith would be odd.
Yeah.
Edith Kimmel.
So you're on tour right now.
I am, yeah.
Which I assume has its ups and downs in this time.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, I'm just happy to be doing any show, because for a year and a half, the entire touring industry, you know, was shut down.
Yeah.
My tour was supposed to start March 14th of 2020, which actually, you know, obviously did not happen. But we picked it up a year and a half later.
I think that's the day it started.
Yeah, exactly. I had my bags packed. They were like, nope, you're not going anywhere. But luckily, it's picked it back up, and
Good.
I'm out on the road doing really beautiful theaters, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, people are relaxed and laughing and touching each other.
The theaters are doing a really amazing job of keeping everybody safe, and you know, people need to laugh right now. There's a need for levity. I need it for release. There's just been so much stress, and so to get to make people laugh is great.
I heard your mother loves Hooters.
She does.
Which is weird. She still loves Hooters? It's still a thing?
She loves Hooters. I talk about in my Netflix special that for a while she denied her love of Hooters because she was dating a very conservative religious man. Yeah, so she, you know.
Does she lie a lot?
I mean... We're not sure.
So she's good at it if she does, yeah.
But now she's developed a little bit of a fan base.
Your mom has.
My mom has. She was saying the other day to some friends of mine, she's like, I was on a podcast, and now I have fans. I was like, Mom, that's my podcast. Like, what up? I was on a random podcast. No one's putting you on a podcast. So she came to my shows in Atlanta, and it was so funny. Like, people lose their minds when they see her. They love her so much. She comes out just like looking for people to recognize her. She's just like, I'm here. It's me, Ginger.
Do you have her stand up, or do you bring her up, or do anything?
I point her out a lot during my show. She can't obviously come to all the shows, but when it's close to North Carolina.
Would you want her to come to all the shows?
I mean, she would want to come.
Yeah, she would want to come to the shows.
She would love the attention and the snacks.
Have you thought about letting her open for you? I mean, maybe you put her to work.
I think she might overshine me. I don't know if I want to put myself in that
You
position.
have to be very careful.
I do,
Does your wife get along with your mother?
Yeah, they get along great. You know, we don't get to go home that much. She lives in North Carolina, so we see her like, I don't know, 3 to 5 times a year. And so it's always nice catching up with the two of them.
Yeah. Does your comedy tour have a name?
Yeah, it started off as Too Sweet, Too Salty, as sort of a nod to my stand-up special, Sweet and Salty. And this was like, all right, we didn't get to go on the first tour. Here's take 2. But I think we're transitioning it into Hey Y'all is going to be the name of the tour. Yeah, why not? Simple. And just
it is.
Hey y'all.
And so you're printing up shirts that say the Hey Y'all tour?
We're working on the shirts and the posters. You know, right now we're going still with Too Sweet, Too Salty. But I just wanted to get away from my special because this is a whole new hour. I'm doing all new material.
Yeah, right. You confuse people. They think they're going to just see the same stuff.
They want to talk about Hooters, and I've moved on
Although
to other
people
things.
don't seem to mind that when they come and see the same stuff, right? Do they?
No, I have people showing up in T-shirts, like homemade T-shirts that they've made with references to all these jokes from my special. It's trippy. It's so crazy, but I love it.
This is something odd that I would like to ask you about. And I don't think this is a joke, and you tell me if it was. You tweeted this 2 weeks ago. I just started thinking about when I was a kid, every now and then a stranger would knock on our door and ask to use the bathroom. Did that happen to other people, or did I just grow up in a weird town?
Did that happen to other people?
Never happened to me.
No, okay. Yeah, I don't know. We were watching something and somebody rang the doorbell. And nowadays, if anyone rings your doorbell, you're like hiding behind your couch.
Yeah, right.
It's horrifying. You're like, who knocks on doors? It's insane. And so it made me think about growing up. I'm from a very small town, and occasionally we were on a main street. Occasionally someone would just knock on the door.
Was it the same person every time?
Not the same person.
No.
They would sometimes ask to use the bathroom. Every now and then they asked to use a phone. That was pre-cell phones. And I was like, I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, you know, that happened to me. And like anyone that grew up in a city, when I tweeted that, they were horrified. That was like, that's psycho. You're from a weird town.
It's weird. You could see it. Well, I look at it one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
Because I'd be too shy to knock on the door to ask to use the bathroom.
I would be too.
I'd just pee on the side of the road.
Yeah. I would pee on the side of the road, but that's not great.
You're either getting people who are too polite or or too I don't know, decent to pee on the road, or people who are stopping at your house because number 2 is on the way. You know?
Yes, yeah.
So thank you.
I want that to be a shirt. Number 2
I like the call thing, too. Like, I like it after I've used the bathroom, now I'm going to make some calls.
Yeah, they're like, I did.
Hey, honey, guess what I just did?
They're like, I did number 2. Now I'm going to need to call somebody. It was a weird time. We also had a guy that was going around town selling encyclopedias. Yeah. And he was a hit. He was very handsome, very charming.
Really?
Yeah, all the moms were losing their minds for this guy.
Interesting.
They're like, come on in. Do you want a soda? You know, can I get you lunch? He was eating like every meal at different houses. He was timing it. Like he'd go to breakfast, lunch, midday snack, dinner. This guy was eating well.
Did your mom buy encyclopedias?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, boy.
She was just like, yeah. Encyclopedias became like obsolete like 2 years later, and like my entire town, everyone was just like, what do we do with all these encyclopedias? But that guy was very handsome and charming.
I'm sure he's doing all right.
I'm sure he's got to be selling something.
Where are you headed next? Where are you working after this?
San Diego, San Antonio, Houston, New Orleans, Kansas City. I'm everywhere.
Well, there you go. If you want to find the dates, FortuneFeimster.com is the place to do it. Fortune Feimster, everybody. We'll be back with Oliver Tree. Thanks for watching. Remember, every time you click the subscribe button, one of your enemies gets destroyed.